الآب والابن والروح القدس إله واحد آمين. اجعلنا يا رب مستحقين نقول بشكر يا أبانا الذي في السماوات يتقدس اسمك. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from the evil one. In Christ Jesus our Lord. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory now and forever. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Welcome, everyone. I hope that you are all doing well and healthy and safe. And I hope that you're going to have good plans for the week beginning tomorrow. Should be some time off. Some of you say, "Abuna, we don't need that. We didn't need that." So, but some of us would be excited about having our kids and maybe planning something together. So we have few things to talk about tonight, and I hope you are attentive and patient so that we can actually cover all the items we have. I want to start first by saying thank you everyone for the good work you're doing with your kids. I'm very proud of them. I'm having a great blessing taking care of each one of them. They're wonderful kids, and we are proud of them. And I want you to be proud of them too. And I thank God for all the care and grace that He's given to the kids. There are a few items to talk about in this monthly meeting and tonight meeting. So I have uh, quite some items, so we need to kind of be focused. And if you have questions, I would give you a time to ask questions or talk at the end of each point, so we don't really delay or linger somewhere. So the first one thing I want to talk about is some things to do with the kids coming to school. So the first thing I want everybody to kind of agree on. I don't know how we don't have all the parents together yet. So maybe we should start with some questions. If you have any questions for me until we make sure that almost everybody is here, they keep coming. So if you have a question, please, you're welcome to ask at this time, so we can keep the thing. Yes, go ahead. Okay. So there's no questions. Let me just start talking about the items, and then maybe at the end we will summarize. The first thing that I want to talk about, and I'm sure that most of the names of the parents I have here are they don't need what I'm going to say, but let me just talk about it anyway, and then we'll summarize at the end. I would encourage the parents and the older siblings not to do the homeworks for the kids. We've had this happen um, a few times that the parents will do the homework for the kid. There's a difference between doing homework and helping the child to finish his homework. So helping is allowed, is okay, but doing the homework for the child, it would be very obvious, and the teacher will see it and will be able to recognize that somebody else had done the homework for the child. Please don't do that. That hurts the child big time. First person to be hurt by this is the child, because the teacher will not know where the child is. Let me say this in Arabic because some of us don't know, don't understand English that well. So أنا بتكلم أول نقطة، هنتكلم في شوية نقط على المدرسة والولاد. فأول نقطة هتكلم فيها من فضلكم، وعايزة أكد علينا كلنا، ما ينفعش إن الأهل أو الأخ أو الأخت الكبيرة يعملوا الواجب للعيل مهما كانت الظروف. ما ينفعش، والأسباب كتيرة، أو طبعا كل الأسباب هتؤدي إن الولد أو البنت اللي المفروض إن هو يعمل هوم ورك هيتأذي. الأذية مش هتيجي من المدرسة، الأذية هتيجي من إن في حد تاني بيعمل له الواجب بتاعه، ومش بيبان إذا كان هو ضعيف أو قوي، إذا كان فاهم ولا مش فاهم. فالفكرة من الhomework أو الواجب المدرسي مش إن إحنا نمتحنه، ده تمرين ليه وشوية آآ assessment أو تقييم من المُدرِّس للتلميذ. عايز المُدرِّس يعرف التلميذ فين بالضبط في التعليم بتاعه. فلو اتعمل له الواجب هيحصل حاجتين. الحاجة الأولانية إن الطفل هياخد رسالة إنه it's okay إن الواحد يقعد كده ساكت وحد تاني يعمل شغله، ودي حاجة عمرنا ما عايزين نربيها في العيل. والحاجة التانية هي إن المُدرِّس مش هيعرف التلميذ فين، هيظن إن التلميذ فاهم، أو لو اكتشف إن مش هو اللي عمل الواجب مش هيعرف بقى إذا كان هو فاهم أو مش فاهم. فبالتالي المساعدة اللي هتيجي للتلميذ في الحالة دي مش هتتوفر، لأن المدرس مش عارف هو فين بالضبط. فده على كل الأحوال مؤذي جدًا. وهاقول لكم حاجة كمان، بت بتحبط المدرس. لمّا المدرس بيشوف إن الأهل بيعملوا الواجب أو الأخ بيعمل الواجب أو الأخت، بييجي له إحباط. كأنه الشغل بتاعه مش مهم، إحنا علينا نعمل المنظر ونعدّي ونمشّي. So one more thing I said about doing the homework for the student is that it actually kind of discourages the teacher. The teacher feels like it's not important what the teacher is doing in the school. What is important for the parent is that the child performs well. It doesn't matter if he knows or she knows or not. So this is by all means, and by all means is hurtful. And the school, HYCA, will not condone this. One thing is to don't know, but the other thing is to know it on purpose. So please don't do it on purpose. This will lead to big problems. So I want us to stop doing it. If you had done it in the past, you should not do it again. And لو اتعمل القصة دي بتاعة إن حد يعمل واجب في الماضي ما يتعملش تاني. ده عدم أمانة، ومن كل الأحوال على كل الأحوال غير مقبولة في المدرسة على الإطلاق، وهتؤدي إن يمكن الريبورت كارد يبقى مكتوب فيه الكلام ده، ومش عايز ما حدش عايز يتكتب فيه الكلام ده. دي نقطة. الحاجة التانية if this happened in the past this had to be a confession matter. They need to come and confess about it. لو حصل الكلام ده محتاجين نعترف عليه لأن ده غش. فالأهل والطالب لازم يعترفوا على الحكاية دي. ده أول نقطة. The second point is there is a green. Okay, let me just ask if you have any question about this point, please. Okay, so I move to the second point that we have tonight. There is a green folder in your child goes home with the child in the backpack. Please, as a parent, check the green folder for any correspondence with the teacher. Again, there is a green folder in the back bag of the child that goes home with them, and the parents are supposed to look into the green folder. What we noticed is some students, their green folder stays the same from the beginning of the year until the last week. That means the parent had not seen whatever is in that green folder. من فضلكم بصوا على الفولدر الدوسيه الأخضر اللي في الشنطة بتاعة التلميذ، لأن الولد أو البنت بيبقى فيه في الشنطة بتاعته دوسيه أخضر محطوطة فيه حاجات من المدرس. مطلوب من الأهل كل يوم بعد ما يرجع العيل من المدرسة إن يبص في الدوسيه الأخضر ده ويتأكد إن فيه الحاجة اللي فيه يا إما هتتعمل يا إما اترد عليها، وأحيانا بيبقى محتاج إمضة. So الدوسيه الأخضر ده لازم يتشاف من الأهل كل يوم. That's the second point. If we don't see the green folder, please start checking it from now on. The next point, if you need any educational help, if you need any kind of correspondence with the teachers of the school, use the info@holyyouthacademy.com. Use that email for all your needs regarding the school and the educational help. I have a chat here. Hi, Abuna, is it possible to plan to surround the school's playground with a fence for kids' safety from wild stray animals if that financially possible? I'll talk about that, so I'll keep this to later. Sure, I'll do that. The next point, this is going to come to the uniform and the things that goes to school with the kids. Okay. As a school policy, and we are adopting this policy very strongly since the last principal had started this, and I think it was very successful. We want all the kids to come to school in the uniform. So the uniform as specified um, in the email that sent with the uniform with the pictures and the references. So let me ask Niveen to show us again, refresh our memory about the uniform. She can share the screen. And so Ms. Mitri is going to share the screen with us about the uniform. Just a quick review what the uniform means. That includes our jacket, the jackets of the kids, the shirts, the skirts, the pants, what's the name of the thing for the girls? Here we go.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a short sleeve uh, baby blue, I think it's called,
This is
shirt.
yeah. The kinder girls is different than kinder and first, different than the rest of the grades.
Okay, go ahead, tell us.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah. The girls kindergarten and first, it is the same like each other. With jumper, you have two choices, and the rest will be the same for all the school for boys and girls. Long sleeves shirts, white or the blue. And this is the jackets, the approved jackets for the uniform, of course, with the logo. You need a logo on the jacket. But you have hoodie, you have a regular jacket, you have sweatpants, all this is approved. And this color, this is the approved color for the school. It is the same color as the jumper. This is for the girls. For the girls, kinder and first. From second grade till 8th grade, the skirt, as I said, the shirts is no different on shirts, all of them together is like each other. The skirts is different. We have two designs from the skirts, and we add this year the blue one. This one and the blue one is accepted also. And the jackets is the same ones with the logo on the jackets and logo on the shirt. Boys are all the same from kinder till 8th grade. No different in boys' uniform. They can wear pants or shorts, except for the liturgy day, only pants. And this is the shirts, of course, with the logo, and this is the jackets. This is the color of the jacket. It's all the same color or the same design for the jackets. Thank you.
Navy blue.
Yeah.
Navy blue. So the reason why we say this, because we noticed that recently it was a little bit frustrating to see kids coming with different color jackets, shirts, or pants, and it creates a chaos. It creates a chaos. So I want to ask and beg, and hopefully that everybody will be on the same page with us, that we are very serious about the uniform. So please, there's a lot of work done on this issue. If you had not heard about it before, let us know.
One question, Abuna.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't think the jackets last year it has the logo requirement on it for only the jackets.
Okay.
I'm just asking if this it's required this year for the jackets.
The
But some
logo,
has the already jackets from last year.
the jackets from the last year had the logo, or he didn't have the logo?
No, it didn't have the logo.
Okay, Naveen.
Sorry. The jackets what? Didn't have a logo?
Last year jackets didn't have a logo. That's what Sam is saying.
I think the jackets is you cover your uniform with the jacket. So the jacket need to have a logo with the school.
Sorry, I can contribute to that if it's possible يا بونا. ممكن يجيبوا الجاكيت ونعمل لهم لوجو ويكلفهم مثلا $5 $4 if it is possible.
I don't think we have a problem with that.
We already did that.
Yes, we can if we. So let me see. Just a quick question: is the jacket that was distributed? 1 second, let me read it. Jacket that was distributed with the warm gem clothes acceptable with everyday use? Can we get Marianne, Nancy, and Naveen involved in this, because they were the ones who took care of this?
Yes, Yabuna, we're here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just gonna put my camera on, and I was just gonna flip the camera and show you how the gym uniform that we agreed on is looking like. This is the gym uniform. That's the winter one. It's a sweatpants, navy blue, without a brand name, regular sweatpants for boys and girls. Underneath is just long sleeve white shirt, plain one, without anything. And then we said we're gonna have a hoodie or a sweatshirt with the school logo on. And we decided that we're not putting logos on the underneath shirt because of cost and change and everything. So we said we're just gonna do this. And we agreed that this, as long as it has the logo and it's navy blue, can work as everyday shirt jacket. Some people said, if we have the jacket, do we have to buy this? We said no, either one would work as long as it has the school logo on it. And that's how it looks like.
So let me summarize. So the answer to Ms. Yawary's question is yes, you can use the jacket that was returned with the gym cloth as everyday jacket, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then the second question is that should we have the logo on the jacket? I think the answer is yes.
So my understanding was that if the jacket,
you have two devices connected.
Yes.
Okay.
My understanding is that if the jacket is worn inside the school, then it needs to have the logo. But if they're going to take it off, just wear it to school and then take it off, and inside the building they don't have it on, it doesn't have to have the logo. Is that correct?
Naveen?
Most of the kids wear the jackets all the days. All the day,
Right.
inside the school and outside, yeah.
Right, so I thought that before it was, if they were gonna wear it inside, then yes, it had to have the logo. But if they're not gonna wear it inside, then it didn't have.
I think it's not easy to control that.
That's difficult, Nancy. You cannot do that, I guess.
It's becomes not easy to control putting jacket outside.
A big chore on the teachers and the administration. So let us simplify it. So let's make sure that we are on the same page and we keep it as a rule.
So for example, the heavy winter coats that they wear, they don't have logos.
Okay.
So they put on another jacket under this one?
Nancy's
they
talking
have two
about
jackets? Or?
Yes, that's what Mrs. used to do. She used to have like a light jacket underneath they would wear inside the school. And if they have to have a coat on top, it doesn't have to have the logo. It doesn't even have to have, it doesn't have to be the same color. But once they get in the school, they would take it off and put it in their like cubbies or like wherever they put things, because they don't wear it at school. They just the drive through the bus because it's very cold in the morning or something. That's what it used to be.
Okay.
Okay,
that makes
if
sense,
there is another jacket with the logo, it's okay, of course.
Another jacket without the logo. That is a heavy coat.
With logo. No,
So you're
I
talking
mean
about
if there is a light jacket with logo.
if they are going to wear it the whole day, then it has to have the logo.
Yes.
Basically, that's
Yes.
the rule.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that makes sense. But if the heavy duty winter jacket in the 1 month or 6 weeks of severe cold, and the kids are putting on the jackets outside the school, they're not going to have it inside the school. They will be so warm, and it would be difficult to keep it. So I understand. Okay, so let me say this in Arabic. So الجواكت اللي الولاد هيلبسوها لما يجوا المدرسة، لو الجاكيت الخفيف اللي هو اتوزع مع أو اللي رجع مع اللبس بتاع الألعاب، لازم كلهم يبقى عليهم اللوجو، وخصوصا لو الولد أو البنت هيلبسهم اليوم كله جوه المدرسة. لكن لو هيبقى فيه جاكيت تقيل بتاع الشتاء اللي بيتقلع، لأن ما حدش يقدر يقعد بيه، لأن زي البلطو يعني، بيتقلع قبل ما العيل يخش المدرسة أو لما يخش المدرسة بيقلع على الباب، مش محتاج يبقى عليه لوجو. حد عنده سؤال في دي؟ اوكي. بس من فضلكم انا هقول لكم عشان اللي جاي ده هيبقى شويه، انا مش عايز ابقى احنا عايزين نبقى تيم، نبقى فريق. We want to be one team, one body, one mind. When it comes to doing things together, we need to have that unity. We have to have that unity. So we are doing it as a family who agree on everything. It's really bad, and I don't like to say, okay, so this is the consequences. I just, this is not a language that I want to kind of develop in the school. مش حلو ان احنا نقول هيحصل كذا 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 لو العيل ما خدش اليونيفورم معاه. انا ما بحبش كده، وما اظنش اي حد فينا هيحب كده. بس قبل ما نخطي من المكان ده لازم نتفق. انا عندي النهارده احنا عندنا 30 زوم لينك including انا والادمنستريشن، وانا I think I have a couple of teachers. So لو احنا ما عملناش دي كتيم، then we're gonna have to go into the next step. What's the next step? You get a warning. That's what Miss Kaim used to do. Get a warning, and then the uniform has to be brought to school if the child to enter into the school. Do we need to go there? I don't think so. I hope I don't have to go there. لو انا هتكلم بالطريقه بتاعت rules and regulations، يعني القواعد والقوانين، يبقى هقول لو احنا ما اتفقناش وفي حد ما بيتكلمش دلوقتي، هضطر اقول ده. اول مره اليونيفورم هيتخالف هيبقى فيها انذار. اللي بعد كده هيبقى ايه؟ ما حدش مش هيخش المدرسه غير لما اليونيفورم يبقى تمام. انا عارف ان ده الكلام ده مش حلو ومش حاجه انا احب ان انا اتكلم فيها، لكن انا مضطر. I hope ان ما حدش يزعل لما انا اتكلم بالطريقه دي، لان احنا المفروض ان احنا اسره. بس في اي اسره اي اب بيقول يا جماعه انا عايز اعملكم محبه وعايز نتعامل كاسره ونبقى فاهمين احنا بنعمل ايه. لكن لو لقى الاب ان العيال ما بيسمعوش، هيضطر يعمل ايه؟ يحط قواعد شديده. لو في اي حد عنده اعتراض من ال 30 اسره اللي موجودين، انا عايز مس متري تيك ذا attendance عشان اعرف لو في حد ما حضرش. انا لازم هقول له لازم يسمع ويحضر دي، حتى لما تسجل احنا بنسجلها. في
I
اي
did
حد؟
يا بونا but
اوكي.
there's two writing phone iPhone. I did already the attendance but there is two writing iPhone. Please write your first and last name.
If you have an iPhone as a title, please write your name so we can have your attendance. That saves us ان احنا contact you for listening to it online.
أنا ممكن أقول حاجة؟
Yes.
هو إحنا ما جالناش أصلا الإيميل، يعني إحنا في ناس بلغونا إن في ميتنج، لكن إحنا ما جالناش الإيميل إن في ميتنج.
Excellent. Anybody else? I need these names. It's very important.
واحنا كمان يا بونا.
Okay. So that is Chris.
أيوة.
And Joyce Joyce
Angela and Joyce.
and Angela. Yes. Everybody else.
وأنا كمان يا بونا.
And Charla and Ilaria.
Yes.
I would say this. Sure. شكرا يا دكتور. So I think it is important to say if anybody cannot get the uniform, let us know. لو حد مش عارف يجيب اليونيفورم لسبب أو لآخر بأي سبب من الأسباب، يا ريت نبعت أو كلموني أنا شخصيا، كلموا أبونا قولوا اعملوا تكست كده إحنا ما عندناش اليونيفورم بتاع العيال. And that's all what I need to hear. ده اللي أنا عايز أسمعه بس. فذاتس ات. عشان نبقى خلصنا من موضوع اليونيفورم هقول لكم حاجه على اليونيفورم بس تبقوا عارفين كلكم. هم تقيل جدا، هم تقيل جدا ان وحاجه محزنه ان الواحد يشوف العيال اللي احنا المفروض بنعلمهم الخضوع والطاعه وان هم يبقوا ناس منظمين وفاهمين بيحصل ايه، ان انا اعلمهم ان هم يبقوا ديفاينت، يرفضوا ان هم يخضعوا. دي حاجة مش كويسة أبدًا في المدرسة اللي إحنا بنحاول إن إحنا ننمّيها، وإحنا لسه بنحاول نحط القواعد بتاعتها، فما نخلّيش الولاد يتعلموا منا إنهم يبقوا إيه، يبقوا في حالة عصيان. I wanna say this in English. So, in our school, we're trying to teach kids um, order, submission to authority, and being cooperative. So if we don't teach them that as parents, and I'm giving them examples of disorder and defiance, then we are actually fighting each other. The school fights the parents and parents fights the school, which is not good. That any kingdom that's divided will not stand. We will lose, all of us. فخلينا ايه نصحين. Next point is some things that we need to watch not to bring to school. Some things we should not let the kids come to school with. Example, nail polish. The girls should not have nail polish coming to school. Phones, absolutely not. No cell phones in the school at any time. If the cell phone is found with a child, it will be a warning. The cell phone will be taken and then it will be given to the parent at the end of the day. It is the responsibility of the parents that the kids will not have cell phones with them coming to school. And for obvious reasons why we don't want cell phones in the school. We don't want to fight this. احنا مش محتاجين تليفونات في المدرسة من فضلكم. أي حد هيجي المدرسة ما يصحش أبدا يبعت مع عياله تليفونات. مش هينفع. كمية التعطيل للدراسة اللي هتحصل بسبب القصة دي وبسبب العيال وغيرتهم من بعض هننتهي ان احنا نبقى زي البابليك سكولز، وده شيء مرير انا مش هخش فيه ومش هتناقش فيه ومش هقبله. cell phones is absolutely no. Smart watches absolutely no. Cell phones, smart watches, rings, and toys. None of that. And the reason is toys, jewelry, watches, cell phones, in addition to the distraction, it creates an atmosphere of competition and jealousy. I cannot allow one kid to bring a toy and another kid doesn't have a chance to bring a toy. Or they bring a toy that everybody wants to have and then they fight over it. That's not a place where we study. This is the school main work is learning. And we have time for entertainment. We have time for playing a game. We have time, and we want them to be a one body, one spirit. They play together, and they go out in the open and they enjoy the grass and the sky. ما ينفعش نبعت العيل لا معاه تليفون ولا معاه ساعة من الساعات السمارت واتش دي ولا معاه ولا معاه لعبة. ما ينفعش يتبعت لعبة مع العيل ولا يتبعت معاه أي زينة زي العقاد والخواتم والإير رينجز الحلقان، إلا الحاجات البسيطة اللي العيل بيلبسها طول الوقت. ما تبقاش حاجة مثيرة يعني. لكن بالنسبة للتليفونات والسمارت واتشز واللعب ممنوع منعا باتا في المدرسة. إذا حصل ولقينا حاجة زي كده هتتاخد من العيل وياخد warning، ومش هتتساب غير لما الأهل ياخدوها بنفسهم. Um, let me see if there's a comment here. Um, we didn't get a long sleeve shirt for Jem. Any idea when will we get it? Should I go
Yes.
buy one? Yes, go
Yes,
ahead.
Yabuna. We had a backup order for the long sleeve shirt, size medium, and I already received them. So I'm in the process of packing them, and you're gonna have them once the kids are returning to school.
Okay, all right. Watches that doesn't talk or has no smart, quote unquote, smart features is okay. If a child has a watch that only shows the time, it doesn't really create any distraction. It doesn't really get the attention of anybody. I think it's fine. Okay, so the regular watches are okay. الساعات العادية اللي بالعقارب أو حتى ديجيتال بس ما فيهاش access للإنترنت ولا فيها features بتاعت التليفونات اللي بتتكلم، ممكن نجيبها. الساعة العادية اللي هي المدورة دي أو مربعة اللي مجرد بتقول لي الوقت، دي ممكن العيل يلبسها. لكن الساعات السمارت واتشز اللي بتكلم عليه اللي هي زيها زي السيلفون. اوكي. Next. The small ones, so I'm gonna get over that. Third graders need to bring their children Bible because they're not gonna use it anymore. الولاد اللي في سنة تالتة السنة دي كان أخدوا الكتب المقدسة بتاعة الأطفال اللي هي اسمها بايبل ريدر السنين اللي فاتت، وهم مش هيستعملوها السنة دي، هيستعملوا كتاب مقدس the adult regular version. So they need to bring the books back. If they had bought it, they can keep it. If they had not, if they didn't buy it, they need to bring it back. خلينا نقول بالعربي. الولاد اللي في سنة تالتة السنة دي محتاجين يرجعوا الكتاب المقدس بتاع الأطفال لأنهم مش هيستعملوه عشان نقدر نديه لحضانة وأولى. إذا كانوا اشتروه خلاص يخلوه، إذا ما كانوش اشتروه هو مكتوب عليه اسم المدرسة، يا ريت نرجعه عشان نستفيدوا بيه حضانة وأولى. Okay. Next is a big discussion that we want to, not big, just a little bit more than an announcement. We have in the school divided our kids into four houses, and we call them by the name of church spices. So we have frankincense and myrrh. If you remember those two, the gifts given to Jesus in his birth by the wise men, frankincense and myrrh, and two other spices were used in his burial, which is acacia and spikenard. So frankincense, myrrh, acacia, spikenard are four names of four houses. So each class was divided into the four groups. So you have frankincense in kindergarten, in first grade, second grade, etc. You have acacia in all the classes. So what we do, we divided them into houses so we can actually divide the work in certain things. For example, here are the name, and you will get actually an email with the name so you know where your child is. So these are the houses. When we so we have activities like the following. We have spiritual journal. They received spiritual journal to follow up and to make sure that they develop the habit of praying, reading the Bible, doing metanias, and confessing. They have a sequence of order. So 1 week, it will be the work of frankincense to bring their spiritual journal to the school to sit with me for confession. and to serve on Friday in the liturgy. So these are 3 big activities that the house will do in that week. They will sit for confession and bring their spiritual journal, which they do every day at home. Encourage your kids to finish their spiritual journal. They need to do the prayer and make a check mark. They need to do the reading of the Bible, make a check mark, and every day. And in the journal, they have a portion they are reading for every day from the Bible, as well as coming to confession in that week. And in that week, we divide we have 4 weeks that I'm in the school for longer periods of time. These days, 4 days, and those 4 days, I would cover the whole house, God willing, in that week. So we say how many kids we have in frankincense. I have, let's say I have in frankincense 15 kids or 16 kids. Over 4 days, I have 4 kids every day for confession. So they will bring during that week, they will bring the spiritual journal with them, um, for me to look at and then discuss it with them to help them develop the habits of prayer and self-examination, of reading the Bible and connecting with God as a habit. So this needs them to bring their spiritual journal and to be aware that this is their week. We are doing this 1 week at a time. So when we come back from this week vacation, we will have I think it is the time for spikenard, number 4. We're going on 2 cycles. Frankincense, myrrh, every week. Frankincense 1 week, myrrh next week, um, spike, acacia 3rd week, spikenard 4th week. So when we come back, we're actually doing spikenard, number 4. Right? Am I correct, Nivin?
We finished the first 2.
So we are at myrrh.
Yes.
So how many kids we have in myrrh? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's
14 even.
13, 14. So 14 divided by 4, that means every day of that week when we come back, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I get 4 or 3 kids. 2 days 4, 2 days 3, which is okay. I can do that. I can actually take them on, and so I can give them enough attention. So what will happen is we'll take them for 10 minutes each or 5 minutes each, and we'll go over the spiritual journal. They will explain to me how they did it and if they are struggling with anything. And when they will take their confession, ask them about any struggles, and they will get this undivided attention for 10 minutes each, and so we can finish them all in that day. So this is so when you come to the liturgy, and the same group that confessed will be responsible for the readings of the liturgy, for serving in the altar, for the singing, for the prayers. They will have the responsibility of leading the liturgy prayers. So that's it. Let me say it in English, in Arabic. احنا قسمنا المدرسة كلها الولاد ل4 مجموعات. كل مجموعة تحمل اسم واحدة من العطور بتاعة الكنيسة. فأول مجموعة اسمها فرانكنسنس، اللي هي البخور، مجموعة البخور، أو المجموعة بتاعة بيسموه إيه، فرانكنسنس، هو البخور. المجموعة التانية هي مجموعة المر، ودول الحاجتين اللي قدموهم المجوس لربنا يسوع المسيح في المزود. قدموا له إيه؟ قدموا له لبان اللي هو البخور والمر. المجموعتين التانيين هما الأكيشيا والسبايك نارد، ودول في الكتاب المقدس اسمهم الميعة والسليخة، ودول استعملوهم بيستعملوا في الميرون، واتحطوا حوالين جسد ربنا يسوع المسيح لما اتدفن. فال4 مجموعات دي تقسيمة للولاد في كل فصل. يعني في الفصل في كل فصل في لبان، في مر، في ميعة، في سليخة، وبنقسمهم بالأسابيع. فالاسبوع الاولاني بناخد مثلا اللبان او البخور. المجموعه دي اللي متاخده من كل الفصول في الاسبوع ده هيجيبوا النوتة الروحية بتاعتهم. احنا وزعنا نوتة روحية على الأهل إن هم ياخدوا بالهم إن النوتة الروحية بتتعمل. الناس اللي في المدرسة كانوا قبل كده في السنين اللي فاتت فاهمين ده معناه إيه. إن يشوف إن ابنه الصغير أو بنته بيعمل الصلاة وبيعلم، هو اللي يعلم مش الأهل. ساعدوهم انتوا علموا معاهم في الأول ماشي، لكن في الآخر لازم العيل هو اللي يعلم بإيده بعد ما يخلص الصلاة وقراية الكتاب المقدس. في النوتة الروحية مكتوبة الحاجة اللي هيقراها. بيجي في وسط الأسبوع لما بيجي عليه الدور بتاع الأسبوع بتاعه بيجيب النوتة الروحية معاه. مثلا أول أسبوع، مثلا أسبوع من الأسابيع هيبقى لبان، الأسبوع التاني هيبقى مر، التالت هيبقى ميعة، الرابع هيبقى سليخة. ال الأربعة دول هم بالإنجليزي أساميهم أحسن من كده شوية. في الأسبوع بتاعهم هيجيبوا النوتة ويقعدوا يعترفوا. يبقى مرة في الشهر، مرة كل شهر، كل العيال بتعترف. وهو بيعترف هيطلع النوتة الروحية ويقول لي أنا إيه اللي تعبت منه، إيه اللي مش عارف أعمله، الصلوات كانت هنا كويسة، هنا مش كويسة، أنا ما عرفتش أصلي في اليوم ده ليه. جزء من الاعتراف هو تقصيره في الخدمة الروحية بتاعته. وفي في الأسبوع نفسه يوم الجمعة هيبقى هي دي المجموعة اللي هتخدم في الكنيسة. أنا حبيت أشرح لكم الحكاية دي عشان تفهموا إيه اللي مكتوب على النوتة الروحية من بره. فلازم تساعدوا العيل إن يهتم يحط النوتة الروحية بتاعته في الأسبوع اللي يعترف فيه. يبقى الأسبوع ده بالذات النوتة الروحية لازم تيجي المدرسة. ماشي؟ وجايز نحدد بالظبط إمتى في الأسبوع ده. جايز نحدد بالظبط إمتى في الأسبوع ده. Any questions on
Yes,
this one?
أبو.
Yes.
هو قدسك اديت الجورنال لكيندر جاردن عشان شيرة ما اخدتش جورنال.
Miss Mitri?
يس اتوزع على كل السكول.
بس انا شيرة ما جابتليش حاجه هنا.
ولا جويس ما خدتوش كندر
ولا
جاردن بس.
يوسف ولا فيلو أخده.
يا جماعة كيندر جاردن كلها واخداه. check
أنا
again
فيرست
and I will check with the teacher. maybe يكون الأيام دي ما كانوش موجودين فيها.
أنا
لا
فيرست
بس انا شيرة ما جابتش خالص.
ولا جويس.
جو ما غابش.
Same for Joyce.
Okay. We'll check that when they come back. We'll definitely will do that. احنا we بنحاول ان احنا we only got the journal for 3rd grade but not for 1st. I see. I get it. So most probably the kindergarten and the 1st grade did not pass their journals yet. I expect it's going to be a little bit rocky at the beginning, but then maybe by next week, God willing, when we come back, we'll make sure that every child by Monday or Tuesday got their journals. Okay. So we will work on that. So this is a note on the side, Ms. Mitri, please.
But there is other first grade take journals.
عندي فيلو فيرست جريد.
Thank you. There is other kindergarten take journals.
No, Katie. هو أخذ الجورنال بتاعه وصلكوا؟
لا يا ابونا ما وصلتهوش السنة دي.
أنا بسأل اللي خد من first grade. في حد في first grade خد الجورنال بتاعه؟
Anyone from 1st grade that had the journal? It doesn't seem like it. مش متهيألي.
Anyone kindergarten take the journal?
I don't think so.
Bavli he take his يا ابونا.
Bavli
he have his.
Bavli is 3rd grade, 4th grade?
Fifth grade.
5th grade, yes, 5th grade they did. Anybody from 4th grade, they had the journal?
Yes, أبو.
Okay. So we have most probably all the grades because I distributed the ones in middle school, but I don't remember what if I did distribute it in the kindergarten or 1st or not. So we'll do that. We'll make sure that Monday and Tuesday we get everybody covered. God willing. God willing.
Yes, Abuna, every teacher takes his or hers.
Okay.
Okay. I will check with the teachers.
Sure. Okay. Next. If we have no questions, we move on. Okay. We come to another big issue. Now, because of what happened last time with the COVID and with COVID-19 and how difficult it is to control if it spreads in the school And I'm going to tell you this. We had one person in a family got really sick, scary sick. And I would do anything to prevent this from happening. Let me say this in Arabic. لأن حصل في المدرسة إن الكورونا دخلت في وسط الولاد واتنقلت وتعادوا ناس كتير، وحد من الأهالي عي جدا بطريقة خطيرة، وأنا ابتديت أتشغل وأصلي وأطلب من ربنا إن ما يحصلش حاجة وحشة. فإحنا محتاجين Okay, Medrona, that's Medrona in 4th grade, right? Okay.
Yes, يا
محتاجين إن إحنا نعمل حاجة أكتر فيها نوع من النظام وحاجة تغطي كل الناس وبسرعة. So when we ask for the test, it takes some time to get the test done, and it takes some time to get the results back, takes some time to communicate the test to the school in a very effective way. So and there's some last time was some miscommunication in the testing, in the test results, and I don't want that to happen again. So there is now a good idea, and we're going to give it a try. The school has decided, the board has decided this will be the way to go. It's a company and companies that they do offer testing on site. They will test for corona on site in the school for everybody in the school. The test will be offered to everyone in the school, and it is covered by a federal or a state funding. I think it's federal, so we don't have to pay for it. There is a website to go and register. We have to have consents, so the parents have to consent for their kids to receive the testing, and we will do this once a week to make sure that everybody got the test. This will allow us to the quickest way, the fastest way to get information very quickly and to be able to do something about it as quick as we get the results. I do think it is important that we do this. So for us to do it, the company have a website, have prepared a website for the school, for our school, and the parents will have to go on this website and register. Takes few seconds, maybe a minute, to register, so that the company would have the name of your child as allowed to test for corona. And this will be also for the staff and for myself included. Let me say this in Arabic. So احنا عشان المرة اللي فاتت الموضوع بتاع كورونا ده عمل عملة مش كويسة، وقفنا اسبوعين وعرض ناس للخطر. في حد كان يعني في حالة خطيرة يعني، وانا ما بتكلمش في القصة دي، لكن انا هقول لكم ان الموضوع ده في منتهى الخطورة وما زال بيهدد الناس. في ناس ما بتستحملش الكورونا، فمن أجل كده إحنا لجأنا لحاجة بتتعمل دلوقتي في حتت كتيرة، وهي الاختبار الأسبوعي. بنتفق مع شركة، والشركة دي بتدفع لها الحكومة مش إحنا، والشركة بتيجي وبتعمل الاختبار في المدرسة وبتدينا النتيجة بتاعته مباشرة للمدرسة. وإحنا طبعا لابد إن هيبقى فيها consent، لازم نمضي على حاجة تقول إن it's okay. الأهل لازم، الأب والأم يمضوا على حاجة تقول إنه ممكن الولاد يختبروا للكورونا في المدرسة. وده هيوفر لنا التست بسرعة، ويوفر لنا النتيجة بسرعة، إنه نقدر نعمل شغل أو نشوف إزاي نتحكم في الكورونا قبل ما العيال يتعدوا من بعض وقبل ما يعدوا المدرسين. فمن فضلكم أنا هطلب من نانسي كامل إنها تقول لنا الويب سايت فين وإزاي نخش عليه، ويمكن ناخد few minutes إذا عايزين إن إحنا نعمل القصة دي دلوقتي. Can you share, you want to share the screen, Nancy?
Sure, I want to just give me a few seconds.
Sure.
You should have gotten an email from HYCA, and the link should be in blue.
Anybody? I mean, I'm sure those who didn't get the email for the Zoom link would not have gotten the email for the COVID testing.
Huna, I noticed something. There is some emails didn't accept more than one email from the sender. So when I send like 2 or 3 emails in a day, one of them only received and the rest not. So I suggest to make info@holyouthacademy as a contact in your email, or check the spam. There is something named spam or junk email. Check the junk email because it is the same list. Everything send it to this same list.
So there's a like a block from the recipient side.
Yes, they received only one. So if I send like 2 or 3 emails, they received only one email from the sender.
So you want to ask him to make the HYCA contact, HYCA
yes,
info at
or
HYCA
check the junk or the spam email.
ماشي. سمعت انه نقولها بالعربي. قوليها بالعربي. Can we say it in Arabic please? Miss Mitri?
في بعض الايميلات لما بتستقبل 2 ايميل او 3 ايميل من نفس الايميل ادرس ما بتقبلهمش، بتقبل واحد بس والباقيين بيروحوا يا اما في حاجه اسمها جانك او سبام. سو انتوا لو اتشكيتوا حته اسمها جانك او سبام دي بتبقى موجوده على جنب كده زي الانبوكس والسند ايتمز والكلام ده. لو اتشكيتوا ده هتلاقوا الايميلز بتاعت هايكا، لان هي نفس الليسته اللي بنبعت عليها كل حاجه، احنا ما بنختارش، هي لسته واحده موجوده بكل البيرنتس ايميل بتتحط بيتبعت عليها كل الحاجات اللي بتتبعت من الانفو @holyouthacademy. فيا اما تتشيكوا دوت يا اما تحطوا info@holyouthacademy as a contact بحيث انه يقبل انه يستقبل منه ايميل او 2 او 3 في اليوم عادي.
So that means that it is info@holyouthacademy.com is in the contact list of the phone.
No, في الايميل نفسه اول ما بيستقبلوا الايميل بيسجلوه على انه من الكونتاكتس اللي بيستقبلوا منها.
Okay.
او يتشيكوا السبام والجانك ايميل.
Amal, Rini, who else was the third person that didn't get it? مين التالت اللي ما جالوش؟ سارة. Yes.
بس أنا بستقبل كل إيميلات من المدرسة.
استقبلتي الايميل اللي قبله اللي هو بتاع اللينك ده اللي احنا هنتكلم عليه دلوقتي؟
لا ده لا، بس كل الحاجات التانية أنا استقبلتها.
ما هم كلهم ده موجودين في نفس اليوم، هو نفس الليستة.
هبص تاني.
اوكي
ماشي. اوكي. the link
هو اللينك محطوط في الشات دلوقتي فممكن.
تمام.
Yeah, so here is the link.
It's specifically to the school. There was a question. Is it the rapid test or it's a PCR? I think it's a PCR, right?
PCR, yes.
Okay. Should we take like 2 minutes to try to do this on our own and see if we have any problems?
أنا عندي سؤال يا بونا. هو إحنا كده هنعمل التست كل أسبوع لكل الولاد سواء عندهم أعراض أو ما عندهمش أعراض؟
Yes. أيوة.
واللي التست بتاعه هيطلع نيجاتيف هيكمل الأسبوع، لو لا قدر الله طلع أي حاجة هيتحجز كورانتين في البيت.
Here is the thing. Let me just tell you this. We have a debate over which day this should be done. ما عرفناش لسه هنحدد أنهي يوم هيتعمل فيه التحليل ده. كل يوم في الأسبوع يعني بداية الأسبوع له ميزة وله عيب. نهاية الأسبوع له ميزة وله عيب. في بداية الأسبوع you can actually تقدري تشخصي الحاجة قبل ما العيال يكونوا دخلوا مع بعض في الإيه؟ في الانتراكشن بعد ما جه من الويك اند وتعرض لحاجة بره. بس العيب بتاعه ممكن الفيروس ما يطلعش في التحليل غير بعدها بكذا يوم. نهاية الأسبوع الميزة بتاعته إن إحنا بناخد الويك إند بنحضر فيه بنشوف لغاية لما التست يطلع، يبقى عندي يوم الاثنين أقدر أقول على الاثنين يعني قبل الاثنين أقدر أقول مين اللي عنده ومين اللي ما عندوش. فده عيب وميزة وده عيب وميزة. فإحنا لسه هنسأل الشركة ونقول لهم أنهي وقت في الأسبوع ينفع أو أحسن إن إحنا نعمل فيه. فنانسي متشكرين يعني نانسي إنها تسألهم. Let me say this in English. So we had not decided yet about which day of the week this will be done. There's pros and cons for different days, the beginning of the week, middle of the week, last of the week, end of the week. And we are going to address this to the company, and most probably they have some idea which day of the week would be the best day to do this. So we need to ask them.
معلش يا أستاذ أبونا في حتة برضو من ناحية ميديكال سايد إن أي عيل هيبقى positive within the last 90 days and he repeated to be positive again, I don't recommend to recheck the child if he was positive within 90 days, because he gonna be, many of them gonna be positive for about more than about 90 days, up to 90 days.
3 months.
Yes.
3 months. So we take into account that the false positive because of the infection or because of the contact with the corona. We need to know this, right? And there's no way to know if that person is actively shedding the virus or it's false positive from being infected before.
It is false positive. So الريكومنديشن دلوقتي ان احنا ما نعملش التيست لاي حد كان positive within 90 days. لان most of them they're gonna still positive or stay positive. So it is not recommended to repeat it. So الريكومنديشن ده اي عيل عندك في المدرسة was positive in the past 90 days, he shouldn't be tested.
Okay. All right. Well, most probably, at least I'm sure the company would have the guidelines, the full guidelines of it. And I hope so.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll have to check this question. So Nancy, we have 2 questions. Which day of the week they recommend, and how to, or what is the policy of their policy about the kids who had the active infection or was positive on the test within 3 months?
أظن يا ابونا need to consider الوقت اللي بياخدوه في التستنج نفسه بالنسبة للتايمينج، يعني اليوم اللي هيعملوا فيه التست قصاد اليوم اللي يطلع فيه results.
Yeah, but that's what we need to ask. عشان it takes 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours to get the results back. So Yara said, I'm worried about cooperation. Maybe it is just my children. One of mine gets blood work every 4 weeks with no problems. Okay. But something about the COVID nasal test makes physical is okay. She gets, so some kids don't read to tolerate it. They don't tolerate the nasal swab. Okay, we get that. So we don't want to force the child if they have a problem with it. We'll have to talk about this and discuss it, and we'll come up with the best solution about it. I don't think it is if the child cannot do it for some reason or another, we might need to find another way. I'm not sure what it is, but this is an issue. If the child cannot tolerate the nasal swab.
So the old nasal swab, Sabuna, it was like a small brush that goes very, very high in the nose. And that was painful. Now the swabs are like just a Q-tip, and they do it just in the frontal pouch. So it's not so deep. So it's easier for the kids.
Okay.
As long as you get some of the nasal secretions on it, you should be good to go. It depends on which one they use, which swab they use.
Okay. All right.
Father, can I say something?
Yes.
Maybe something can be explained to the children in the school, because I've tried to explain that it's not as hard as it used to be, but something about even just approaching the nose. And this is a kid that gets blood work all the time.
I know.
And they
have a phobia.
But I think if it's a school, if everybody is getting it and teachers talk to them, and that it will be different.
Yes, they're not alone in it. Everybody.
Yes.
We'll see. We have to be very careful how to approach this and not to get to enforce the phobia. That's not good. And then we end up by complete resistance after a while. So
can I say something?
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a company and they used to do that, and they said they will do a presentation when they come first for all the kids before they do anything, and they will stay with the kids and explain everything to the kids, and they send a video that what will happen with the kids, and I send this video in the email, so I encourage the parents to see the video and watch
with the kids.
and yeah.
Okay.
Watch the video with the kids, and they will do this presentation when they will be in the school. They said that.
When are we expecting this to start? هنبتدي امتى؟
After the registration, they said we need the registration first. It will be once. The registration will be once, not every week. So I encourage all the parents to do the registration now, in order to have amount of the kids. They need to know how many kids we have first in order to start, because they will do with the registration kids only, not all the school. We have about 70, so if we register 40, 45, 50, they able to come. They said it will take like a half an hour for all these kids, so it will be so fast, and they will do like Dr. Marianne said, it's from the beginning of the nose, not going
deep.
not going deep. Yeah, they said that, and it's appear on the video.
اوكي.
Yeah.
نقولها بالعربي ان هم بعد ما نعمل التسجيل لازم نسجل في الويب سايت، وبعد ما نعمل التسجيل
لازم
نعمل
بالظبط.
تسجيل. لو
هيحددوا
عدينا
بقى على حسب العدد اللي هيلاقوه ان هم هيقدروا يجوا لنا امتى، لان هم بيجوا 2 و3 مع بعض، فبيخلصوا في وقت قليل قوي، يعني في نص ساعة بيكونوا مخلصين العدد ده كله، وبيعملوه بسرعة جدا، والنتيجة بتطلع تاني يوم على طول. ولو في اي حاجة، لو في اي نتيجة بوزيتيف طلعت، هم بيبلغونا وبييجوا وبيعملوا تحليل تاني للناس، ما بياخدوهاش من اول مرة.
تمام.
ده الكلام اللي قالوه في البرزنتيشن، وده اللي كاتبينه في الورق بتاعهم يعني.
تمام.
وهيعملوا في الاول، اول ما هيبتدوا مع اي كلاس هياخدوا هم بريفير ان هو يبقى كلاس باي كلاس، هيدخلوا الكلاس ويشرحوا للكيدز ايه اللي هيتعمل بالظبط، وهيوروهم، وهيبقوا يعني هادين معاهم، يعني مش هيتصرفوا، هم ناس بروفيشنال يعني، مش احنا اللي هنعمله لهم، ده هم الشركه الكومباني هتبقى باعته ناس من عندها وبيعملوا لكل الكيدز في السكولز.
Okay. Any questions or comment? And this is the link. If you had not gotten the link, please chat, and we will send it especially to the email again. Next, birthdays. Again, another issue that's a very sensitive issue. Not very, but it's a sensitive issue. Let me explain. So birthdays, we have a little problem with the food, sending food or cakes or drinks to the school for birthdays. If we have 70 kids in the school, I expect there will be at least a birthday at least 2-3 times a week. And that creates a big load on the school for different reasons. One of them is it's usually birthday food is sugary. It's a lot of sugar. And it's not really the thing that every parent in the school would agree to feed their kids. And there is different moods and different tastes. So for the sake of avoiding any issues that relates to food, and by the way, we're not allowed to have food offered by the school. So we need that everybody understandingly refrain from sending birthday cakes or food to the school. We will celebrate the birthday of the child and the class with singing and activity, but not with food. So please This is something that I think we need to be careful about. We should not send food to be given to the rest of the kids and to be shared in the school. Uh, from the legal point of view, we're not supposed to. From the health point of view, we're not supposed to. From the social point of view, we're not supposed to. Because again, one of the things that happens when you send food and cakes with your child, we end up doing different things. And when we do different things, we create competition and jealousy. That's another spiritual rule that we shouldn't do. We can sing for the child. We can do an activity with the child on their birthday, and every child in the school can say happy birthday, and we talk about their life. Maybe we can do that, but please don't send food on the birthday. We should stop doing that at all cost. And I hope you are understanding with this. You have the church to celebrate the birthday. You have your home. You can do it outside, but in the church, in the school, I'm sorry, we should not send food. من فضلكم ما تبعتوش كيكة ولا أكل مع العيل في عيد ميلاده أو عيد ميلادها. مش هينفع. المدرسة مش هتقدر تعمل كده. مش هنقدر ندخل أكل في المدرسة يتوزع على الولاد وإحنا قدام التاون مش مفروض إن إحنا بنعمل أكل. الحاجة التانية بتخلق منافسة. مين جاله إيه في العيد ميلاد ومين أكل إيه ومين عمل إيه. والحاجة التالتة إن مش صحي إن إحنا نأكل العيال حاجات مسكرة جامد وفيها كالوري عالية. ومش كل العيال، ما نقدرش نتكلم على صحة العيال كلها ولا المدرسين، مش كلهم يقدروا يعملوا كده. فخلينا نلتزم إحنا ونخلي المدرسة احتفال بسيط في هابي بيرثداي وفي اكتيفيتي صغيرة تعبر عن المحبة بتاعة الولاد لأخوهم أو أختهم في عيد ميلاده. إذا عايزين نعمل حاجة تانية، الكنيسة موجودة والبيت موجود. I hope إن إحنا بنفهم القصة دي. لا مشاريب ولا أكل. في أي كومنت عشان نبقى متفقين؟ أنا مش عايز إن أنا نعمل حاجة وتبقى من غير اتفاق. أوكي. فما فيش أكل هيجي المدرسة تحت أي بند يتوزع على العيال. من فضلكم ما نعملش كده. No food or drink should come to school to be distributed to the other kids. Okay, the last one, the one before the last. The one before the last is, I think Marianne said this also. That side note about the PE long sleeve white shirts will be available by next week. التيشيرتات أو التيشيرتات اللي هي بكمام طويلة دي هتبقى موجودة الأسبوع الجاي للألعاب. This one is important. If you're going to change your kid dismissal plan, if you're going to change your kid transportation plan, please inform the school by noon the same day, maximum. So the school administration has to know what happens to the kid when they are dismissed by noon, not more than noon. If you are going to skip that and wait for last minute, at least if it's emergency, only if it's emergency, don't let the child do it. I'm hoping that this is clear. Don't let the child tell the teacher or tell Miss Mitri or tell me, oh, today I'm not riding on the bus. I'm going with mama. Or today I'm not going with my parents. Can I ride the bus? Please don't do that. If you are going to do it, a parent should contact the school through the email. And because Miss Mitri cannot be, or myself cannot be on the email 24/7, let us make a cap so that by 12 noon, Miss Mitri will go and check all the emails and make sure that she got all the information she needs before she goes and does the other jobs that she has. So please, by noon time, 12, you should have sent any change in the plans. You say, my child will not go on the van today. I'm picking the child up. Or my child, so example, so the van leaves and you are late 5 minutes. And then you say, oh, I wanted to pick my child myself. So the child on the van, and now you have to run after the van and find where the van is. Or the opposite. The child is lingering behind, is not on the van and waiting for the parent. Okay, let me say this in Arabic. لو هنغير في الخطة بتاعة توصيل العيل البيت، من فضلكم من فضلكم من فضلكم، عشان ده عمل مشاكل وبيعمل مشاكل. ما ينفعش نغير الخطة ونخلي العيل هو اللي يكلم المدرسة. ما ينفعش. لازم أنا كأب أو كأم هتصل بالمدرسة عن طريق الإيميل info@holy youth christian academy واكتب في الإيميل ابني أو بنتي مش هيركب الأتوبيس النهاردة، أنا هاجي أخده. يبقى نحوش الولد والبنت من الأتوبيس ونستنى الأهل. أو العكس، ابني أو بنتي مش هقدر أوصلهم النهاردة، ممكن تبعتوهم مع فلان الفلاني، ممكن تدوهم للبيرنتس الفلانية، ممكن خالهم ولا عمهم ولا خالتهم يجي ياخدهم. مش هندي العيل لحد مش أب وأم، مش هنديه لحد زي كده. هنديه للأب والأم، أو لو الأب والأم بعتوا الإيميل وقالوا إحنا هنبعت فلان ياخده، أو ممكن تحطوه على الباص، لأن ده هيحوش عنا مشاكل كتيرة جدا في الديسمسل. خلوا ده آخره الساعة 12 الظهر، عشان ما ينفعش مس متري تدور على الإيميلز وهي بتعمل انصراف للعيال. ما تجيش، مش هيحصل. مش هنقدر. انا هقول لكم حاجه، لما بيجي وقت الانصراف في الحوش بتاع المدرسه عمليه خطيره. العيال بيتمشوا والعربيات بتمشي، احنا المكان ضيق، فانا مش عايزها هي تتلخم وما تقدرش تراقب وتخلي عينيها في وسط راسها وهي بتراقب العيال وهم بيصرفوا، لألا بعد الشر حد يتعور. فهي لازم ولو احنا ما عندناش الاتوبيس الكبير والاهالي جايين، بيبقى اكتر من واحد في الباركينج لوت، لازم يبقى اكتر من واحد عشان كل عيل يوصل سالم للاتوبيس او للعربيه بتاعته. فلو انا هاخدها من الكلام ده اقول لها روحي دوري على الايميلز، لا ده مش عدل. انا هعمل مشكله. احنا بنعمل كده كل يوم، خلي بالكم دي مش مره واحده، مش رحله، احنا بنعمل كده كل يوم. فانا هوقف الكوميونيكيشن مع او التواصل مع مس متري عن التغيير في الخطه بتاعه التوصيل لغايه الساعه 12. لو ما لحقناش هيبقى هنعتبر ان التوصيل زي ما هو، الا لو في طوارئ. وفي حاله الطوارئ بنتصل بالتليفونات، بنكلم اي حد، ومس متري المفروض انها هترد لو حاجه ايمرجنسي طوارئ. I hope ان ده understandable، عشان نكرييت، عايزين نخلق جو امان، ما يبقاش فيه خطر، ما يبقاش فيه خطر ان العيل يتوه يقع في النص، او يقعد في المدرسه وما حدش يوصله، نضطر نطلع مدرس او نطلع حد يوصله لغايه البيت، او يركب الاتوبيس ويروح في حته ما ليش حد مستنيه. فخلينا نعمل الصح. لو هنغير الخطه بتاعه التوصيل بتاعه كل يوم على الساعه 12 الظهر، لازم يتبعت ايميل لمس متري مهما كان هذا التغيير. فنتفق على دي. So again in English, we're going to change the plan of transportation or dismissal, or we're going to pick up the kid earlier or later, and somebody else is going to pick the kid than me, or somebody else is going to pick the kid than the bus, then I have to send an email by 12 noon to Miss Mitri. And after that, Miss Mitri is going to be busy preparing for dismissal and taking care of the last minute business of the school. So please cooperate with this. Unless there is emergency, you can call a cell phone. You can call me if you want, and tell me, Abuna, we have an emergency. We need to do this before before dismissal time. The very last one is a if you have any comments. If you don't have any comments, I'm going to go and finish this. The last thing is it's an alarming thing that the kids are watching a show, and kids are talking about it in the school, especially middle school. I've heard about it. Miss Weber, the language art teacher, told me that the kids speak about something called the Squid Head. It's a show on YouTube, and I think it's Korean, and it's very disturbing show. It's a game where the game is about killing people. I looked at it and it's really very disturbing. I don't think our kids, especially younger kids, should be exposed to that stuff. It's an extreme violence, but there's no much blood in it, but it's actually the ideology of it is very disturbing. And I would recommend that you watch the kids and see that they don't really get exposed to that stuff. في شو في اليوتيوب العيال بيتفرجوا عليه بالذات الميدل سكول دلوقتي، يمكن كمان اقل منهم اللي هم اخوات في مدارس اقل من كده. اسمه رأس الحبار. رأس الحبار. ورأس الحبار ده شو معمول في كوريا، والشو ده بيتكلم عن فكرة لعبة عملوها ناس أغنياء بيتقتل فيها ناس فقراء بالجماعات، وفيها ازاي ان الناس يعني وزي الشطرنج كده بيلعبوا بيهم يعني. لما تتفرج على الشو، انا اتفرجت عليه كان في واحد ملخصه بالعربي واتفرجت عليه بسرعه. شيء مقبض وشيء مرعب ومفزع، ويخلي الواحد يجيله حاله من القلق لما يتفرج عليه. فتعريض ولادنا الصغيرين لحاجه زي كده حتى لو انها مش حاجه جنسيه، لكن هي عنف في منتهى القسوه، ما ينفعش نسيب الولاد وهم في المدرسه اوريدي بيتكلموا على الكلام ده. في كذا عيل اتكلم على الموضوع ده. انا جالي النهارده حد في الكنيسه بيقول لي شفت سمعت؟ قلت له سمعت وشفت من سنه رابعه او خمسه. فانا عايز اقول خلي بالكم من القصه دي، ان التعرض للموضوع ده كتير بيغير العيل، بيتغير. دي طرق من الطرق بتاعه الشيطان ان هو يغيرنا عن طريق الفرجه على الحاجات دي. ملوش لازمه، ملوش لازمه ابدا. فراقبوا ولادكم بالذات. وجنرال براكتس يعني جنرال رول، don't let your kid on media without being on top of them. You have to be behind them, seeing what they're seeing. You don't have to be there all the time, but at least peek and look from time to time to see if what they're watching is something that you would approve or not. ما ينفعش ان انا اسيب العيل على الايباد والايفون بيتفرجوا على حاجات، لان في الاخر هو ده اللي هيأثر فيهم، هو ده اللي هيبنيهم. فانا هبص، مش شرط ابقى معاه طول الوقت، لكن من حين لاخر خصوصا بالعيال اللي هم late elementary and middle school you don't have to be on top of them but peek. بص من بصه كده سريعه يا ترى بيتفرج على ايه، ولو لقيت ان حاجه انت مش موافق عليها ما تسيبهاش تعدي. العيال اللي اتربوا وطلعوا ناس كويسين اهاليهم كانوا مش ناشفين، انا عايز اقول كانوا واعيين وصاحيين وواقفين. مش شرط ان الانسان يكون so ايفا بتقول لنا نتفليكس is too dangerous. very true. ما عادش فيه دلوقتي ريتنج، ما عادش فيه تقييم للحاجات، مين ينفع العيال وما ينفعش العيال. الكلام ده كان زمان، دلوقتي مفيش حاجه اسمها كده، كله بيتفرج على كله. There is no rating now that actually apply to kids and adults. You need to watch with your kids what they're watching and give them the things that you approve of, knowing it's not violent and it's not profane. And know that we're preparing them to be godly. We want them to always be holy and godly. So don't give them stuff that is satanic. There is a request for more homework. We're talking about fourth, fifth grade, fourth grade.
Yes يا بونا، لو نقدر نعمل أي research أو حاجة to keep them busy عشان بعد المدرسة ما بنبقى
so
enough.
here is something for you to look at. I think we are adopting, and we're gonna work on the curriculums in the next meeting, so we can actually get an idea about the stuff that they're learning. So, for example, I know for sure that we are doing Saxon math. So, if any parents want to get more done, you can do this on your own until I'm going to talk to the teachers too. You can get Saxon math from Amazon, the book, the student textbook. If you want to do this, you go ahead and the student textbook have lessons, and they will actually identify which lesson they have, and they go at the end of the lesson. There's 30 practice. It's a general quiz. The 30 quizzes, 30 questions for math. It's about everything they studied up to this point. Saxon is good about that. They keep the drill. They drill through the math, so you can do that. For reading, I'm going to ask the teachers to put up a list of reading, and I'm sure they have somewhere in the files they put the books the kids are asked to read. The other thing we might need to do is to
we don't have a list. We don't have a list yet I'm talking about something like research paper or something projects that would take time, that would like consume time, not just half an hour of math or something like this. Something that would like read and research and paperwork that they would do, so that like that consume some time, so there is no time for.
We're talking about 4th and 5th, right?
Yes, like older kids, so they don't have time to actually sit on YouTube.
I am aware that middle school have research papers. They do science and they do social studies and they do language. They do research with their teachers. So we're talking about the high elementary, 4th and 5th.
Yes.
We'll do that. Okay. أبونا كان قصدك إن إحنا لو في أي سؤال عن الولاد نكتب للمدرسة ونبعتش على الإيميل. Miss Mitri, can you answer this one? ممكن تجاوبي ده فضلك؟ So let me translate it in English first. The sender said, Abuna, do you mean that if we have any question about the kids, we email the school? And wait, what is the next to it? وما ما نبعتش على الإيميل بتاع المدرسة على طول؟
طب ما هو نفس السؤال، يعني ايميل ذا سكول على
I
ايه؟
need the explanation. Christine, can you explain please?
يا سابونا، انا كنت بس قلت نبعت على الايميل بتاع هايكا. انا اللي اقصده ما نبعتش للمدرس على طول، يعني انا لو عندي سؤال عن ابني ابعت. انا كنت ببعت للمدرس على طول اساله عن حاجه مع ديفيد. قلت في الاول لا ابعته على الايميل بتاع انفو. ده قصد قدسك ان احنا ما نسالهوش هو.
Okay. Miss Mitri?
Yeah. No, لو حاجة educational wise، لو بنسأل على حاجة للeducation بتاع الطفل مع التيتشر، نبعت للتيتشر كلنا. المفروض التيتشرز كلهم بعتوا الايميلز بتاعتهم. لكن لو حاجة في الادمنستريشن او حاجة بخصوص الباسز او حاجة بخصوص اليونيفورم او حاجة بخصوص اي تغيير هيحصل او اي طلب او اي ورق اتبعت علشان يتملي او حاجة، ده عن طريق انفو. لكن لو الeducation stuff طبعا يتبعت للتيتشر على طول.
So whatever related to the classroom should be emailed to the classroom teacher. Whatever is outside the classroom, that includes the uniform, the transportation, the tuition, the schedule, everything else is info at Holy Youth Christian Academy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? So we have things to do, and please check your emails for updates. Don't ignore the emails from the school, because we do have a lot of things that's going on, and I want everybody to be on top of it. So we have things to do with the teachers. I'm going to try to meet with the teachers this week, God willing, maybe tomorrow. And we will bring some of the concerns about the research that I just heard about recently and now, and also about the update on the test, the corona test. And we want to talk about other issues that relates to the coming semester. So we are going to meet with them very soon. And if you have any concerns or things that you need to do, you can email the school also if you have any questions that you had not covered.
Yes, Yabuna, if I emailed the teacher and he didn't respond, next step?
Email info.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. We can conclude. Let's say, Our Father. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, make us worthy, O Lord. Say thankfully, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. In Christ Jesus our Lord. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory now, forever. Amen. May the love of God the Father, the grace of his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you. Lead in peace. Peace be with you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.